Our job is really to be the conduit to get information from people. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. How easy is it to lie? Do we think it's easy or difficult? Some people say easy. Some people say, oh, it's very, very difficult on my conscience to be deceptive. But all of the men in the room, I can tell you that you are expert liars. Without it, you could never, ever survive any of the relationships that you're in. You know how your wife or girlfriend comes up to you and says, honey, how do I look? You know that there's only one right answer, and that is, you look beautiful. To say anything else is a grand violation of any relationship. So really, what is classed as a lie? When the American Psychological Association did their study about 20 years ago, they claimed that people, even if they asked you, how are you, and you said fine when you're not, they classed that as a lie. But really, life is not about absolute truths or absolute deception. It's really trying to understand when is deception really important for us to be aware of, and how do we deal with it. How many of you are offended if somebody lies to you? Most of us are. And why? What kinds of things offend you? People say that they're not respected. How dare somebody treat me this way by lying to me? Yet every single one of us has no problems lying if it's important for us, for whatever reason. And I find that as I train investigators and police officers, we take those personal biases into so many of the interviews that we conduct that we are offended even if the subject lies to us in a professional context. So what I'm here to do is to help you ease that burden. How many of us think we can conduct an investigation without ever asking a question of the subject? It's virtually impossible. I had somebody say to me yesterday, I don't need to interview people. I just rely on the facts. What are the facts? The facts and the data that you might have before you are merely a small component of the investigation that's before you. Without knowing why somebody conducted what they did, can be a complete impediment. Sometimes the data will tell you, for example, let's say there was a $2,000 deposit that went missing on a particular day. What do the facts tell you? That that $2,000 deposit is gone at that period of time. But what it doesn't tell you is whether there have been more $2,000 deposits that haven't made it somewhere first. So we always say that we look to people to really tell us what goes on in a situation and where their language reveals that there are sensitivities so that we can then go and develop the interview protocol with them. How many of you have children? May I announce that all of you have taught your children how to lie? Every single last one of you, including me. So let me take this scenario. We confuse children really early on in their lives. They're running around, something breaks in the house, you go to them and you ask them, what happened? And what kind of replies do you get? Nothing. I don't know. I think that's universal language of children, no matter where we may be. So you start a negotiation process. I promise you that I won't get angry, I will not punish you, but what I really need you to be is I need you to be honest with me. So they confess. They say, we were running around and my sister Sarah, let's blame it on somebody else, tripped, fell, and broke it. So that's fine, there are no consequences. You go for lunch on Sunday with your family, and one of your little ones pipes up and says, Aunt Melissa, you make the worst chicken on the planet. Mom said so. So why do you always serve chicken when we come over? And the room's silent. On the way home, you say to your little one, why would you insult your aunt like that? Mom, you told me to be honest. So right away from a very, very young age, we become accustomed to trying to negotiate at what point should I be truthful and at what point should I be deceptive.